Although a storm is raging outside, all is peaceful inside the house. There's towels to be woven, sweaters to be knit, and these beautiful natural colors inside my studio perfectly match the increasingly white scenery outside. Today I am working on my blue sample for the building blocks cardigan. This is a sample I'm knitting up with many modifications for my unique body. Since it is a third sample of this pattern, I felt like I could go off script a little and show you what's possible with it. I'm excited to share more with you about this pattern soon. We woke up Friday to a bright and clear day, and everything was covered in a small dusting of snow. Still, it's our very first white Christmas here in St. Louis, and we're quite excited about that. Today I'm wearing my coloring book tee and my Arrow to the Moon socks, inspired by the book of the same name by my friend Emily Pan. These are 2 of my top 5 best-selling patterns this year. Today I have to spin quite a bit because I have to clear out my bobbins to get ready for the spinning calendar I have purchased for the 12 days of Christmas from Inglenook Fibers. Not sure I have my liturgy right, but I think the 12 days of Christmas starts on Christmas Day. I need to look that up so I don't inadvertently spoil the countdown for anybody else. Today I'm winding on my first design in a while for 2013. This is the newish alpaca custom milled sock base by Wandering Flock in the colorway Pistachio. I also have it in their mohair silk base, and I'm really excited to show you all the special pattern that I have planned for this. We don't celebrate Christmas much anymore. I was raised religious, but I have a lot of sadness about that still, which I won't talk about today. But coming into the festive season, I do always feel very nostalgic for the beautiful music in the hymns that I used to play. I learned to play piano and pretty much was living on hymns for the longest time, and I still have a lot of love for this piece of music. It's by far my favorite Christmas song, so bear with me, and I hope you enjoy it for a little bit. Today I'm wearing the coloring book Raglan, my best-selling pattern. So many of you love and have made this pattern, and I'm extremely grateful. Let's make some holiday cookies together today. The recipe I'm using for these holiday cookies are Joy the Baker's, her dad's brown butter chocolate chip cookies. I've been making this cookie for, oh gosh, many years now. Back before she updated it with her dad's methods, and I've added my own tricks to it, which is that I definitely make sure that the brown butter is fully solid and creamy before I try to whip or I try to cream sugar with it so that I get a nice and fluffy consistency and not melted sugar. My other secret is that I always use the Good Stuff vanilla paste in all my chocolate chip cookies, and I really think that's what makes a huge difference here. My single biggest tip for holiday baking is actually this. If you use any kind of electric mixer, give it a thorough wiping down after every use. I don't always do this, and it's gotten me in trouble many times because once the stuff dries on there, it's impossible to clean. So don't be me. Clean your mixer. I can't tell you how happy it has made me to have my very own hand-woven towel here on the oven. We use it mostly to dry our hands after washing hands, and it's just the most delightful reminder of what making can do to add beauty and charm to our everyday lives. By the time all the baking was done for the day, I was feeling pretty wiped. But in the evening, Roy put on a beautiful fire, and I got in a few rows in the firelight. Because I've been sick so much, my knitting productivity is like the lowest it's ever been, but it was nice to knit a little for myself on this holiday evening. I have here my boba time stockings, in which I have put all my Inglenook calendar for the 12 days of Christmas this year, which does indeed, by the way, start on Christmas Day, so I'm a day behind. That's okay though. The boba time stockings was my last pattern release of the year. It was released exclusively to my coffee subscribers at any of the 3 tiers. Thank you, coffee subscribers, for all your support this year. I'm wearing the Transition Slipover, which is a cable vest that I released in January, and so many of you loved it. Today I'm also wearing the Tiny Human Knits, this rainbow sock self-striping yarn, which I just knit up in a little vanilla sock. These were some of my favorite socks that I've knit this year, even though they weren't really from any pattern, just because I love the way that Laura has designed these colors incredibly so that they kind of flow flawlessly from one color into the next without any like oddness or clashing. I feel like they're the perfect amount of clashing rainbow and wonderful self-striping. For this spin on day 1, which I realize I am a day behind on, it was a day of getting to know the fiber. I'm planning to go pretty fine with this, and I hope to spin a pretty consistent fingering to sport weight yarn throughout the 12 days for a total of 5 ounces. I want to minimize waste and create as much yardage as I can, since my plan is to weave hopefully a scarf. I don't know that I'll be using this for warp because I'm not confident in that at all, but I think that this carded fiber with farm fleece that the sisters at Inglenook have carded up for us and blended with some silk and other lovely things. I think it'll be really nice for a really rustic scarf. This is my first time spinning to weave on purpose, and I'll hopefully report back with a successful weaving at a later time. But as with everything else on this channel, it will not be soon because everything takes absolutely ages to make around here. But that's why we love it, isn't it? On Tuesday, my husband Roy took the kids out to AIMEE'S Museum, which is a maker crafting space for kids. And since I'm still sick, I stayed home. I made myself a really nice breakfast, and then I sat down to play a little piano and spin.